Welcome to Joyful Praise Fitness, where faith, fitness, and fashion meet for total balanced wellness. I'm nydabeth. This week, I'm so excited because I will be doing 4-time Olympic gold medalist Sonya Richards Ross's Ifits series workout. Today is a focus on the 400-meter run. Let's do this together. On weekly posts. And don't forget to like and share this video. So we're going to start with a light warm-up. She has a warm-up by getting the legs loose. For this workout, it's 5 total sprints, and she's really trying to get you more familiar with that 400-meter sprint, basically. She's a champ, so I love this workout because she pushes you and you feel like you are really training for something. I really wanted to share this and do this with you. So again, if you need a longer warm-up, then now would be a good time to do that. Get loose, get those legs ready, because there are 5 sprints and intermittently we'll be walking. I love how in this workout she has us focusing on the arms instead of the legs, because if you're facing some fatigue, the arms are lighter than the legs, so it's kind of a trick to your mind, and it really helps. And that's just one of the many things I've gotten from this workout that I love. Keep it up. One thing I like to do when I'm running is have something like a goal in mind, or something that I'll feel proud of myself at the end of the run. So stay focused. You can do it. She talks a lot about her success as an athlete, as a track star athlete. So it kind of keeps you engaged while you're running and listening to her stories. So just like that worked for me, I am talking to you so I can help you get your mind off of the running. Hope it's working.
Moving into our 200-meter recovery walk. When we were training, we called this active recovery, because sometimes you have such little rest.
While I'm tying my shoe, I'd like to share with you Ephesians 6:10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. I just want to say, don't try and do things alone. Lean on the Lord. All right, let's get back to it.
Wanted to give my sister that opportunity, and all of her siblings had migrated from the States.
This portion of the workout, she's sharing her story about how she got into running and just, where she came from. Different parts of the workout, she'll talk about her journey as an athlete and her training, and it's just really interesting to hear.
I think Thomas is trying to tie, and my high school career career was really the defining moment of my career. I'll never forget, swimming was coming really easily to me until my junior season, when I had my first season-ending injury. And I pulled my hamstring muscle. I'll never forget my dad saying to me in the car one summer when I was coming back from the meet, he said, "Do you want to be the best?" And I thought that was a silly question. Like, of course I want to be the best. But I realized in that moment that what he was asking me and telling me was that being the best was intentional. You weren't going to be the best just because you had talent. You had to put in the work. And so my senior season, I started doing 1,000 sit-ups every single day. I started watching film of the greats. I started eating well, resting well, all while maintaining a 4.0 GPA in school because my dad said, "Look here, girl, as good as you are on the track, you better be that good in the classroom." And I'm so appreciative.
I love active recoveries because they just keep that heart rate up. They'll give you a chance to prepare for the next sprint.
The outdoor 400 meter record still stands today. And that's where I really learned about work ethic. That's when I truly believed I could be an Olympic champion. Although my dad had been telling me since I was 9. And, my high school career, my senior year changed my life. And, we talk a lot about support system. And I'm so fortunate to have such an incredible family. My mom and dad converted their garage into a gym when I was in high school. My dad came to every single one of my practices. And it truly made all the difference. And I feel like that's the same thing with this Ifits community, right? It's having that support, having these resources that really help to inspire and encourage us. And I hope that you will find that inspiration, especially today. Because I'm on the track with you. I can't think of anything more special. So we're pulling up on our second 400. You should be feeling good, feeling like you've recovered. Your breathing should be all the way back down. Our PPs right now should be about 2. And we're going to pick it up here. And we're going to get it back up to a 5 or 6. Here we go. I'm going to give it to you track style. On your mark, get set, go. So the goal is to pick it up right away. With the arms pumping. Remember, the arms lead through. Don't listen to the legs. Don't pull back, push. The first time is 400. We're all about to push that strong. Now we're pulling up to the back stretch.
You got this. Let's go.
All these trains, these beautiful colors.
Draw on the Lord for your strength. Allow Him to guide you even through this workout.
150 meters in. Let's go. Breathe. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. We're almost halfway there. You're doing a great job. All right, we're back into that turn. Final turn. Arms. Big.
We're almost there.
Breathe. All the way to 500. We're going to keep pushing up. We're going to turn it up to 6 or 7. Let's go. Arms. Great job. Great job. Almost there. Keep it up. Keep it up. 5, 4, 3, 2. Good job. Sonya Richards Ross. We have a 200 meter recovery. Whew, wow. And I've been talking a lot about 400, 400. But remember, this workout is based on your RPE. So if you're going to be doing over 400, don't use. If you're not quite at 400, don't worry about it. Just make sure you're giving your best effort on every single one. That's all that matters. That's all that matters on the track. That's all that matters in life. You're doing a great job. to focus heavily on your breathing. If you're having a hard time, put your hand on the lower part of your stomach. And remind yourself to breathe into your lower stomach. Breathe deeply and out. In. Let's breathe together. In. And out. Good job. You're doing a great job. Okay, well, if you're feeling good, I'm going to keep telling you about my journey. I was fortunate after high school to get a full scholarship to the University of Texas, which was absolutely amazing. You know, sometimes when I'm telling my story, I forget that there's some nuances that people have never thought about. And I can't help but tell you guys about being recruited out of high school. So because I was the #1 prep athlete in track and field, I was highly recruited. And you get to take 5 visits to universities that you want to consider. And I was recruited by Texas, Florida, Stanford, Miami, LSU, South Carolina, all the big universities. I'll never forget when I stepped foot on the campus in Austin. I was like, this is it. It was just beautiful energy. I'll never forget one of our academic advisors was from Jamaica. One of the coaches competed for Jamaica. And so it just felt like the perfect place for me to continue to be groomed to become the best athlete that I could be. And so I went to UT, and outside of having an awesome track career, I met my honey. And I would say that probably topped the list. He competed at UT on the football team, was a part of that iconic 2005 national championship team, and went on to go to New York Giants, won 2 Super Bowl rings. I think this ring is the most impressive one if you got that, okay? So yeah, so very, very fortunate, had a great time at UT. And after my sophomore season, when I made my first Olympic team, I gave up my final 2 years of eligibility to become pro. We're going to talk about what it means to be pro in track and field, but we are about 10 years away from starting our third 400. You are crushing it. I'm sure you probably haven't done 400 before, not like this. You should be proud of yourself. All right, we're going to start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, let's go, let's go. Get out hard, get out hard. I want you to see your speed. I want you to see 5 to 6. From your mark to lead, you should be just about confident. And stop. Knees coming up. And breathe. We're 100 meters in. You got this. Don't stop breathing. Good forget when I went to the Olympics in Beijing. It felt like a dream come true. I was only 18. I made the team in the 400 and the 4x4 relay, and I finished 6th in the 400, which is pretty good after having a really long collegiate season. I ran my best time for the year. I might have finished 3rd, but I had time late. But the best part is that the 4x4 relay ends the Olympics in track and field. It's the final race of the Olympics. And I was able to go out there, line up with 3 of my teammates, the Team USA, and bring home gold. And I don't think it's put into words for you guys what that's like. It's just an unbelievable feeling. You feel like a superhero. You feel like you're literally on top of the world. Partially because you get to stay on the podium and hear the anthem. And when you're up there, you're like, run it back, DJ, run it back. You want to sit there forever. It's really cool. But that was the reason I decided to go pro. I thought, man, if I could focus on track and field full time, I could be the best in the world. And so in 2005, I got a new coach, I got a sponsorship with Nike, and I started traveling the world competing, doing what I love to do and getting paid to do it. And as an Olympic athlete, we don't just compete at the Olympics. We compete on the European circuit. When I was competing, we had this awesome event called the Golden League. And if you won 6 races and you beat your competition 6 times, you would share in $1 million jackpot. And I did it 3 times. And it was exciting to be able to be that dominant. I was world number 1 for over a decade in the 400 and had the opportunity to run at many world championships. So that hard work paid off. All right. After the next run, I'm talking to you guys about the Olympics, specifically, and my experience representing Team USA in Athens, Beijing, and London. It's a doozy. All right, let's catch our breath. We're going to be going here in about 5 seconds. You ready? Let's go. Number 4. 5, 4, 3, 2, let's hit it. Think about the arms. Think. Your arms aren't weight bearing. So when you use your mind to think about how light your arms feel, your legs follow. Then the legs feel so bad. So when you think your legs, you feel fatigued. Big arms. Just like that. Now move the knee today. Let's go. Nice and easy. Pacing ourselves. Pace. 5 to 6 RPGs. What you never see exerting right now. That's 5 to 6. Pick it up. Going to the turn. And basic. Your body leaning just a little bit. And so you're holding the turn, relaxing. You're letting it final. You're positioning yourself for success. 150 meters to go. Let's go. At 110 meters to go. You're going to increase your RPE. Don't let you take the lead. Let's go. You got this. All right, let's keep racing. I'm in 5. You're 4. Let's go. Let's go. We're going to faster. Recovery walk. 400 in the book. Coach Howard would be so proud of us right now. So proud. We are killing it. All right. So as promised, I want to tell you about my Olympic experiences. So after making my first team in 2004, I went pro, and in 2005 I had a great season, and in 2006 I was World Athlete of the Year with Usain Bolt. What does that mean? I was all that And then in 2007, I was diagnosed with a rare autoimmune disease. It's called Behçet's disease. And it was heartbreaking. Here I went from being a superhero athlete to feel like my body had failed me. I had really severe mouth ulcers, bad skin lesions, and awful fatigue. And when you're training for the 400 like you are right now, you know the last thing that you want is additional fatigue. And so I really struggled in 2007, trying to figure out what was wrong and if I'd be able to keep running. I went to over 9 different doctors before I was finally diagnosed. I was still able to compete that year, was still world number 1, but wasn't undefeated like in 2006. In 2008, fully rebounded, feeling like this is my year. I won every single race on the track, over 15 competitions. But in the final, it would be the only race I would lose all season. Finished third and won the bronze. Took me a long time to say I won the bronze. But I won the bronze and it was crushing. I'll never forget standing on the track thinking, oh my goodness, I have to wait 4 more years for this opportunity again. And I decided to change a lot of things about how I was perceiving the sport and I started having fun again. I won the world championship in 2009 in Berlin. Got injured in 2010, rebounded in 2011, and did everything I could for 2012. Remember I told you I was doing 1,000 sit-ups every night? Well, I started doing 2,000 sit-ups in 2012. I'll never forget standing on the start line, like we're about to right now, for this final 400, and thinking, this is my moment. No matter what had happened before, no matter what everybody else said, this was Sonya's time. And I was going to go out there and show the world that I was the best. We're 5 seconds out from you showing yourself that you're the best. Let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Come on, last one, last one. Right to the arms, right to the arms. Breathe. Let's do it. Let's do it. Last one, last one. You haven't done anything before this. This is your best effort. Right now, in this moment. Almost 100 meters in. You feel like you're in good rhythm now. Good rhythm. Pace yourself. Pace yourself. Bring the arms in a little bit if you need to. But breathe. Breathe. Let's go. Me and you. And this time, we're in London. 2012. Lots of life is matter. You can't do this. You're too old. You walked too many times. Now it's your turn. Come on. Dig deep. Dig deep. Let's do this. Breathe. Breathe. All right. Breathe. 2, 1. Open up. Open up. Blindfold on. Stop. Finish going. Don't look at final. Stop. 10 minutes to go. Awesome.
Yes, we did it. Oh, that feels so good. That was such a good burn. And if you've made it this far, you should be so proud of yourself. We did it together. Great job.
Made me great.
During this point of the workout, she cools it down. So let's do that. Let's walk it out.
To go into our cool down. The machine is slowing down. Your RPE is going to come all the way down. 2, all the way down. And breathe. We're going to walk for 200 meters. Now I'm going to invite you to get off your machine.
Keep in mind to drink that water. It's important to stay hydrated
That was incredible.
and to stretch after a run like that.
Now you train like an Olympic
Stretch out your legs,
athlete.
those quads,
All right, remember
and
breathe.
really take that time to refuel as well.
London to the Olympic final. Both the times we have to stay in the village. But I decided I needed to be with my village. And so I stayed with my mom, my dad, my sister, and my husband, who had never been to a major championship because of his football schedule. And that's when he saw me told his coach, I got to be there with my life. And so I got to house with them the day before, the night before the Olympic finals, and I left from there to the track. And I remember feeling so confident. I felt like all the work that I had done, all the sacrifices my family made were well worth it. And so I arrived at the stadium. We start warming up about 2 hours before our race. Because at the Olympics, unlike anywhere else, you have to check in an hour before you run. And so I started my warm about 2 hours before my race, where I have my headset on, I'm getting in the zone, jogging, stretching, doing drills, did my speed work, and then you go into the check-in area, which is probably about 400 meters from the track, but they have all the athletes together. And this is where you have to be physically ready, but truly mentally tough. Because here you are away from your team, your comfort zone, around your competitors. And every move you make is either going to intimidate them or make them feel more prepared, more comfortable, more confident. And so I remember going through that phase. I had been there 2 times before. I knew what to expect. Finally being ushered out onto the track. And the Olympics is like nothing else. You walk out, 90,000 people representing all different countries. And through all of that, I could still hear my family. When they call my name, my sister, always the loudest, let's go, Sonya! I can hear it from anywhere. I can still hear it to this day. And I got in the line and I closed my eyes one last time and thought about how the race was going to play out. And I got in the blocks and I executed. Got out really fast, paced myself on the back stretch, positioned myself around the turn. And when I came into the final 100 meters, I was about in third position, which never happened. But I wanted to be a little more conservative so I could have everything I had coming home. And I literally feel on that day in London, it was like running into my fairy tale ending. To be able to finally be an individual Olympic champion, it was the most special moment I've ever had in sports. And still so grateful that I had to have it. All right, great workout. Stick with me here. It's so important that we stretch after an intense workout. So I want to walk you through a couple of my favorite stretches, okay? So we're going to start with a simple quad stretch. I want you to grab that right leg, hold it with your right arm. If you need to, forget to breathe. Don't forget to breathe when you're doing this. All right, great job. Switch it up. Left leg, you're going to hold it with your left hand. You want to pull it tight up where you feel a big stretch in the front of your quad muscle. Rest your arm on the machine if you need to for balance. Good job. Now we're going to get our hamstring. So I want you to first, we're going to just do a simple one. Just reach down to your toes and just breathe into that. Let the hamstrings just release on their own. Breathe and get deeper and deeper. You're going to hold it here for 10 seconds. Keep breathing.
Thanks for joining me. I highly suggest this workout if you do have the Ifits series. This is a great one to try. I will see you next time. God bless.